Hi, here is a game that I've made during week 7's class. I created this game because it will help me with my own game. Yeah. So in this week, we learn about setting up tile maps along with character animation in their movements and also raycast. I didn't use raycast in this game, but I did use tile maps and one of the character movement animation, which is using blend tree to move up, down, left, right, and the ideal movement. So here, let me just do a playthrough of what this game is like. So here I use tile map to build a map in which there are doors. These are the doors that I have to get through, and these are the keys that I have to use to open these doors. However, one key will only be able to use on one door, so now I need to collect another key, which is a yellow key, to unlock this door. Red key to unlock this one, but if I try to use these key to unlock, oh wait, that was going to wood. That one, never mind. Yeah, one key only works on one door. That's what I'm trying to show, but anyway, yeah, now I've unlocked 4 doors. By the way, I made a dead object here, so if I touch it, the game's over. Now I've unlocked 4 doors. This is the final door. If I don't go through the other 3, I won't be able to enter this one. Here is the trophy. Yep. And now it plays a winning scene. But I'll show the lost screen if I just ignore the warning and touch this object. I trigger the lose scene and I can start again. Yep. So that's pretty much it. Here's top, down, left, right. Okay, so here I'm gonna show the scripts that I use to make this game. Yep, they're here. For the professor, I've made 5 animation, which one is ideal and the rest is 4 directional movement. And if I go to his animator, here are 2 parameters, horizontal and one is vertical. And where can I see it? Oh, is it here? No. Inspector. Yeah, so each animation goes with a different value. If it's inserting vertically, and it goes towards that way, towards right, and ideal is just 0 and 0, which is no value inserted. Yep, that was what we were taught in class. It's running. And here is the movement script, which is what we've learned in class also. The get axis, horizontal, vertical, times the speed, float speed, so I can adjust it. and I did vector 2 for the movement, so it's just less work, I think, so I don't have to insert XYZ. No, it's just for XY, so I can just set 2 different vectors. Yeah, here's fix update with rigid body velocity and new vector times speed times time dot time. Here I did speed twice, just so it's so I don't have to type a huge value in order for him to walk. So if I just delete this, and professor, here I set it the value to 15. If I play, it walks very slow unless I turn this up to like 100. It will be faster, but it's just a hassle to go for huge numbers to set the speed, so I just did speed here. Yeah, and also here is collision on trigger enter 2D for each of the keys that are here in the scene. So now it's zoomed out. There are 4 keys I set in different locations, and each of them has a tag that is just unique to themselves. And if I collide with, say, the blue key, which is key, it's destroy this game object sorry, let me start again. So if I collide with this key, the blue key, which is this thing, it will destroy the game object that professor is colliding with, which would be this key here, and it will set mini key active. So the mini key is the keys that the character brings with him. So once the professor hits him, this thing disappears and this thing appears. Pretty much it. And for the mini key, there will be a collider that is a trigger, which is how when it hits the doors, you have the collider. It triggers this script. So in the doors, all the doors have the same script, by the way. If it collides with the key that they were assigned to, here I use a string so I can insert different tag in each of the doors. It destroys itself, and that's pretty much what I need for the doors. And yeah, I think that's it for the keys. And here are lose object, which is this. I made it for fun because at the moment there are no other ways to lose in this game, which would be boring. So I made this thing with a sprite and a collider and a script, in which I public a game object, lose screen. Under canvas, there would be a lose screen and a winning screen. So lose screen is attached to this object, triggers it to lose, and once it's triggered, lose scene set active. And I also made a function start again just for the button on the lost screen. So if I go ahead, this is function called start again. If I go ahead and go to the button, here it will show me the script and start again function, so I can trigger that on click. And now here is a winning screen, winning object. If I collide with this, it triggers the winning screen here, and it just sets the winning screen active. And that's pretty much it for this script. It's quite simple. Door script. I think the only thing that I'm quite new and a bit more complicated is the camera follow. I think we learned about lerp last or this week. I don't quite understand how it works, so I looked through the list here that shows the equation, sort of. The a plus b minus a times t. I'm guessing that a, b minus a, and t is these three things. And from what Messiah said, this is the start, this is the end. Here is the vector tree, so start position, end position, and here it times, I think it was kind of duration, track speed, so I can adjust how I want the duration to be, and time the other time, just to make sure it doesn't follows the frame rate, doesn't update every frame. Yeah, so here I made a little note. A equals current position. Here's the equation to lerp. A is the current position, which is the dot position. B is the position that I want it to be, which is the end position. T, travel duration. So put it together, it will be this. And here is so this whole thing, the script, is also what I found on YouTube tutorials, and I learned from it. This is what the creator did, and I tried to analyze it. So there would be the player's position, which I have to find here in the camera. Yeah, so player position, professor, drag and drop, track speed 10, and yeah, track speed vector 3 offset. I think what it means here, that is like offsetting, is the distance between the player and the camera position, because it's vector 3, and here camera position is the position that the camera is supposed to be. And to define the offset value, I need to remove the player's position from the camera's current position, so to find the difference in between them, and then imply here that the position that the camera is supposed to be equals to player's position plus the distance between the camera and the player. I need to put that in my head. I'm not sure how that works. Math not messing, but that works. And now I can put the current position, the position that the camera is supposed to be, in track speed. Here put together start position and position camera, that is with the position that the camera is supposed to be, minus start position, creates a value that is the distance between them, plus onto the position that it starts, times travel duration, I think what lerp does is it kind of transits the value, like gradually switches from the start to the end position, and that is why we need this, which gives a value for the transition between these two. That's what I'm guessing currently. And so here, if I change the track speed, currently it tracks at this speed, and if I change it to say 1, oops, if I change it to 1, I go back, you can see it's slowing down. It's taking longer to travel from the start position to the end position. And if I change the start to 20, it's pretty much tracking at the same speed as the character movement. And the reason why I use this instead of just camera position equals to player position is that it gives a sense of movement. It's like an eye following the player, not just like instant track. It just makes it look fancier, I guess, and it looks pretty nice in my opinion. So yeah, that is some extra things that I learned from the website. And the main thing here I did is to test out how the map, because like town map has its own different collider, and here if I attach a composite collider, it sort of makes the, so here if I untick, it makes this grid things reduced to just the outline, which is much nicer for my eyes at least. And this comes with a rigid body, which I need to set to static so it doesn't move. And yeah, and a collider on the player so it hits the walls and doors. These doors are all what's it called? Tile maps, by the way. I should probably make them each an individual object outside the grid, because it's a bit harder to, well, actually I'm not sure. I feel like if I draw it in here, it will matches the grid, so it can stay within these lines. Oops. Better. But I might try making them an individual object outside of the grid. We'll see. But this whole thing that I did would actually help for my own game, because this is how I want my, this is one of the game mechanics I would need to set a winning to the game. So in my game, there would be the player finding keys, going through different obstacles to get to a final room. This is the final room. Without all the other keys, you won't be able to enter this room. And this could be like a trap or a one-time trap, because you pretty much just died just by touching that. There could be different levels of damage that the player would take according to different traps, and this is set the position that the player is supposed to be to pass the game or enter a next level or next map. And it's currently working. yeah, so this is how I would set up the keys. However, I do think I could improve it, because here in the player script I have to list out all the different keys and set all of them according to the key names. These are fine, but here I kind of want to make a list, an object list, so I can just drag and drop it in instead of making all these and finding the right one to match in. It was a pain, so I could improve on that. And that is it for this game. Yep.